This is big breaking emergency news. We are now getting statements from multiple different officials inside of Ohio. We have the Ohio Attorney General giving an interview and update on the legal action he's taking, and we also have Ohio City Council members in Springfield. They are saying things that are insane, right? They are exposing themselves. I don't know how else to describe this. And they're saying that they do not care about the city and the situation that they're dealing with. All right, the city council members are openly saying that right now. So let's get into the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on all this big news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. So this was said by Springfield, Ohio City Council member Krystal Brown. She was caught in a hot mic moment, and she said, quote, "I really don't give a bleep about the business of the city." Right? She's saying she does not care about what's going on here, and she does not want to listen to the people talk. This is a meeting they had recently where people were voicing their concerns, what's going on in the city, and she's saying she doesn't give a you know what about what's going on there. So just listen to this really quick, and then we will also listen to this Ohio Attorney General. He is filing a lawsuit against the federal government.
When audience comments were over last meeting, most of us left. We had the agenda. We knew the topics. And we know the votes you're going to cast. It's all going to be yes as usual. During the break, Krystal forgot to turn her mic off and announced to the entire city that we don't give a shit.
We literally really don't give a shit about the business of the city.
With that statement, Krystal single-handedly proved that this is how the citizens of this city are talked about between yourselves. This is where our concerns and fears get us in your eyes. Thanks, Krystal.
All right, so that is what she said, and everyone heard it too. It was recorded, it's on video, and this just shows why these things are happening, right? Why there's a crisis. Part of the reason is because the city officials don't even care. They won't even address it or do anything about it as well, right? So we do have news coming from the Ohio Attorney General, though. He has announced that he is filing a lawsuit against the federal government to try to stop what's happening. All right, listen to him really quick here.
Well, what I'm hearing from the people of Springfield is, first of all, we need help. Our town isn't set up to take 20,000 people to stay here for a long time. And I understand that. There's also some frustration in the city, I think, because they're good-hearted people. They've tried to be kind. They've tried to be supportive of folks that are clearly fleeing a terrible situation in Haiti. But they feel like they're being left to handle it on their own, and I don't blame them. I've asked my staff to take a look at the law and put their creative hats on to see if there's a way we can get in front of a federal judge to review this situation. I mean, think about this. If it can happen to Springfield, it could happen to any town in America. There has to be some kind of limit to the federal government's authority to simply continue letting people in and to allowing them to run free in the country and congregate in a place like Springfield that's not prepared to handle it. The key issue here is a town that has been inundated with foreign migrants that they didn't ask for, that they're not prepared to help. in these kind of numbers. If it can happen in Springfield, it can happen anywhere. If the federal government is able to simply let people in willy-nilly and then not even know where they are or where they're going once they're in the country, we have a major policy failure on our hands. Well, for starters, they need to keep track of people once they're in the country. The notion that we're going to release somebody on a temporary basis, whether that's on parole or temporary protection or whatever bureaucratic gobblese that they're using this week, they ought to know where these folks are, make sure that they can get to court on their court date, and that if they're not supposed to be here, that they can be sent home. I don't see any evidence that they know that. If they do know that, they're not sharing it with local communities who need to know to be able to plan their response. This is just completely mismanaged or unmanaged. And if the federal government is going to assert a solitary right to be able to control the immigration policy of this country, they certainly need to do a better job of it. I would argue, though, that there has to be a limiting principle. What if they just decided that the 8 to 12, estimates vary, but there's millions of people that come into the country in the last 4 years. Can you just put all of them in Ohio and basically double our population? There has to be a limiting principle here, and we're looking for a way to get this in front of the court.
All right, so that's what the Ohio Attorney General said. He said he's trying to file a lawsuit because he is saying that there should be some type of limit to the amount of people coming into Ohio. And he is saying, he's challenging that the federal government has this ultimate authority to move people into Ohio. And he's saying, why don't they just move everyone to Ohio? Right? That's what he's wondering and questioning. And that is something that, it's a good question, right? It is a question. How many people could be moved to each state or city, town? What's the limit? We don't know these things, right? We are in uncharted territory. This has never happened in the history of the world. This has never happened. This is unprecedented. And we've never seen this happen any time throughout history. This many millions of people migrating and moving into the United States and moving from all across the world. This has never happened. Okay, so this is uncharted territory. This is record breaking. This is history making. And we don't know, right? Everyone's just kind of sitting around watching it happen. And the Ohio Attorney General is saying he's going to figure out exactly what the limit is. What can they do legally to stop this? How many people can come in? And part of the problem is these Springfield officials, they're apathetic. They don't care. She said she doesn't give a you-know-what. And that's just so, it's so bad, so unprofessional to be saying that when you're at a city council meeting, right in front of people, right in front of your constituents. It's crazy. And it's crazy how much power city council has, right? They have a lot of power locally, and it's a lot of times it's just a few people. If a few people are not doing anything, they're apathetic, they don't care, they're actively going against whatever is happening, then the problem can become a crisis very quickly if they're not managing it, right? And a major issue in Springfield as well too is that they have a police shortage and a law enforcement shortage. This is happening all across the country, but it's especially happening in Springfield as well too. They're saying that they're overwhelmed, right? The police are warning that. and they're actively trying to recruit dozens of new police officers to deal with the situation because there's so many more people. So they need more officers to deal with the increased population, right? So lots of stuff going on. Please just hit it up for me down there to help get these warnings out. I appreciate that. Let me know what you guys think of this reaction. I was shocked when I heard her say that. It's just something you don't expect to hear, right? But this actually happened in Alabama too, right? Sylacauga. It's a small town in Alabama. There's only like 12, 13,000 people that live there. And they had a city council meeting, and people were concerned about the crisis that's happening there. Same thing is happening there, very similar circumstances. And they shut it down, right? The city council head, she shut it down. She said, this is it. No more questions. We're not going to talk about this anymore. And people were going back and forth, right? It got kind of heated. This is happening all over the country. Okay, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys are seeing. I hope you guys are staying safe out there, and I hope you have big blessings for your life, your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.